What's up YouTube? My name is Chad. This is the Wisco Boater channel. Welcome back to another episode. We'll call this officially the first episode of the restoration project that is now in my garage. This 1962 AlumaCraft Maracaibo 14-foot boat. The last video that I just did a quick intro on to show you that I had the boat and the condition that it was in. In this episode, I'm not going to do any work, but I'm going to go over the entire boat and trailer to show you what it needs, what's wrong, what's going to get restored, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to start with the trailer, and then we'll go over the boat from bow to stern and show you what it needs. I have already started cleaning it up, and I did get the carpet torn out, and I removed that back fishing deck that was built back there, but we'll go over that here in a second. All right, so I've got the garage configured for the winter project. The AlumaCraft is in the back. Glasspar is in my parking spot for now. It's probably going to end up in a storage unit or out at my friend's farm to store over the winter until it gets sold, or next spring. If it gets sold next spring, doesn't really matter. Most important part is Brittany has her parking spot for the winter, and hopefully I'll get mine back before too long. We will start up here at the front with the trailer. You can see I've got the tongue of the trailer supported by the bottom shelf of my workbench, and it's clamped to it so it cannot move. This boat does not have a jack stand. It will have a jack stand, but currently does not. So right up here, glaring at you, is wiring. The wiring is kind of a mess on this trailer. I might be able to reuse some of this, but I'm going to pull it all off because I don't like exposed wires. I'm going to see if I can run them inside the frame. I'm not sure if I can do that or not, but right now everything is just zip tied to the outside of the frame, so we'll address that. The winch is actually in really good condition. I removed the plastic rope that was used to secure the boat to the trailer that actually broke on the drive home. So I ended up having to strap it, but the winch itself is in good shape. We'll get that oiled up and cleaned up. Trailer itself, good condition, surface rust that I will clean up, prime and paint. The bow stop, it's seen better days, so we'll get a new bow stop put in there and clean up the mount coming up to the anchor. It was originally red. Somebody painted it blue, obviously, to match the blue paint that's now on the boat. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, all this blue paint here is just kind of chipping off, exposing the original red rubberized cover that's on the mushroom anchor. The anchor, whatever you want to call this, hood, is a little bit bent. So if I line up the mast with the nav light, you can see it does kind of bend off to the port side there, left side. And primary reason for that is this tab here is bent. So I'll remove that. We'll get it cleaned up, sanded, painted, and reinstall it with new hardware. Nav light itself, very good condition. Just a little bit of surface pitting started on the chrome there, but I don't think that's really a big deal. The front bow plate here is in good shape. Cleats are in good shape. The mast is in good shape, but it is very loose. That's probably just a loose nut on the inside, but that is definitely a cool feature of the boat that I want to keep. The paint itself is it's a really pretty blue color, but it's not original to the boat. So I do not plan to repaint the boat in that same color. You can see through the paint chips here that it was originally red. These AlumaCrafts from the early 60s came with either, from what I can tell, there may have been other colors, but the red ones came with a red paint with a white hull, or a red hull with white trim. So probably take this back to the original red color with a white hull. This darker blue stripe here is just a piece of vinyl that somebody put on for to offset the transition between the blue and the white, and it also matches the engine cover in the back, which I'll get to in a second, which is also not correct. So the bow of the boat, paint's in decent enough shape. It's got a little bit of a shiny sheen to it, but we'll get it repainted. I don't know what sat on this boat for quite a while, but you can see there's this line here that goes all the way around and then kind of goes in this weird shape. There may have been a rope or something that sat on the bow of this boat for quite a while, but we'll take care of that. It does have fairly new air horns on it, which is good because I would have put air horns on it anyway. Not original to the boat, but nonetheless, air horns are already present. The windshield trim, the bottom trim here, this should clean up with some acetone, get that moldy stuff off of there, and it'll end up looking real nice. The windshield is in very good condition other than this one crack right here, so I'll probably stop drill this and then not worry about it. Doesn't look terrible. Boat itself, structurally, very good condition. Coming back down to the trailer here, you can see the wires hanging down. The surface rust will get sanded off. I might take this to a media blaster, have them do it for me, and then I'll repaint it, or prime it and repaint it. The tires and wheels, I think I mentioned in the last video, brand new, so I don't have to replace those. Fenders themselves, this one is loose. I'll remove it and reinstall with new hardware after those get painted, and probably put on a new rubber step. The other fender is not on the boat. Can't see it from here, but it's got a dent in it, so I'll probably take that to a local body shop to have them pound the dent out for me. So coming back up here, I've removed the fish finder that was there. The dash itself is in good shape. The steering wheel is not original. I thought maybe it was just because it has some rust on it, but that is not the original steering wheel that these boats had. You can see I've already removed the carpet. The wood is actually very, very solid. I don't think there's any reason to replace that. I might remove it for two reasons. One is to clean out anything that might be under the wood, under the floor, and to possibly recoat the inside of the hull with some sort of rubberized paint or rhino lining or something. You can see back here, it is chipping away. So it probably needs it. But these boards, being as good of a condition as they're in, should be easily reusable. They're already kind of bent or warped to the shape of the hull. I'd be willing to bet that these are original wood floors. You can see the cut lines here that probably are something that only a factory would do. I would tend to believe that if somebody put this floor in, they probably wouldn't have been quite as sloppy with the cuts. But factories building boats, they pump these things out, and that probably wasn't a concern. So I'm willing to bet that this is the original flooring to the boat, and it's nice and solid. Engine controls move nice and freely. The control box itself is in very good condition. So that's nice. I do believe it probably had a cable replacement at some point because they do move nice and smoothly, so there shouldn't be any reason to replace those. I did, by removing the carpet, I was able to expose the original bench seat tracks that are on both sides. So I will have to rebuild the bench seat in the front and in the back. And as you've already seen, I've removed the fishing platform that was built back here. It is sitting over there, awaiting placement in the trash. That is the original carpet. I'm gonna keep that on hand just so I can use it as a template to put new carpet in. The box seat that was there is out, and the pedestal that was there is also out. The bench seat makes a lot more sense here because this floor is not level. So where that seat post was sitting, or was mounted, is actually at an angle. So sitting on a seat, which the boat didn't have seats when I bought it. The guy had said that about 3 weeks before I bought it, somebody stole the seats out of it. But it doesn't matter. I would have pulled them out anyway, because I'm not going to sit at an angle while driving the boat. I will build a new bench that will resemble the original seats that were in here. Nothing for instrumentation. Does have electric start, electric choke, and a horn button and a nav light switch over on the other side. Up under here, really good condition. I have to believe this boat was probably kept inside most of its life, just because the floor is nice and solid. I don't think it sat out in the rain or snow or anything like that for many years. I think it was probably fairly well cared for, just judging by the overall condition of the hull itself and the wood floor. Nothing wrong with the anchor winch that's in place here, other than probably replacing the rope or rode or whatever you want to call it. I don't know on small boats if it's called rode or not, but the rope is it's not in bad shape, but that's cheap insurance for saving an anchor. So that's in real good shape, operates perfectly. These old Evinrudes had a control box that was mounted in the back here. I have not opened that up yet to see what kind of shape it's like on the inside. Probably will require some sort of cleanup, but all the wiring for the boat appears to be in really good condition. The transom is in good condition. I don't know what kind of wood it is. I would think it's probably teak, but I don't know that for sure. It's got just a slight bend in it, but it's still very solid wood. There's nothing rotten. So that probably will not get replaced. It is the original transom design. A board on the front, a board on the back that sandwiches the aluminum between the two. Got the original AlumaCraft badge back here. The steering cables, while it operates just fine, are not as bad, not really as bad as the cables that were on the Glasspar, but I still do intend to replace the cables. This is actually an easier system than what's on the Glasspar. Same type of steering that's on the Glasspar with the spring, but less pulleys and much easier to replace. So back to the engine here. It says it's a Johnson 40 horse Super Seahorse, I think is what they call that particular engine, but this is not one of those. The engine itself is an Evinrude 35 Lark, I believe. Someone put this cowl on it. I like the look of this cowl, and that's actually kind of one of the things that attracted me to this boat when I saw it advertised for sale. The engine cover I thought was really kind of cool looking, and I still do think it's cool, but it's not correct for the engine. So this engine cowl will not get reused. I don't know what I'll do with it. Probably end up selling it, but yeah, it's a cool cowl with a cool paint job. It was done to match the two blue colors that were done on the boat here. It's not a great paint job, but still looks kind of cool. So coming back to the side of the boat here, it is missing the AlumaCraft stickers that were on the side of the boat. It's got a nice little gouge here, but I think that will, I'll sand it, and then I might just put some light filler over that scratch before it gets repainted, and I'll get some new AlumaCraft badges, stickers to put back on it. So I can't get back behind the boat right now from this side, but transom's in good shape. It has these really cool original tie-down chains. So I mentioned in the first video, the one on the right side is missing. So I'm going to try to, I have sourced some chains with the spring, but that has the wrong type of catch, latch, whatever you want to call this up here. So I might go ahead and pick those up and then modify them to fit the transom here. Gas tank is down here. It's dirty. I think it's probably in pretty decent shape. I'll clean that up, get it looking nice again. The trailer does have new lights, tail lights on it. I don't think they're LED, which if you've seen my videos in the past, you know I love LED lights. So I'll check those out and probably put some LED bulbs in there if they're not already, and get that mess of wiring cleaned up. The trailer, I think, is a teeny trailer, which probably was original to the boat. So that is everything wrong, in need of restoration, or in need of some sort of fix to get this thing restored back to its original condition. I'll take one quick walk down the starboard side of the boat here just to show it to you in a little better detail. Same as the other side, missing the AlumaCraft sticker on the back here. And from this side, I actually can get access to the back side of the boat. Show you that transom a little bit better. Original nav light, I would believe. It is, you can extend it up. A little stiff right now, but it does go up. So that's a review of the boat and my starting point. After removing the fishing platform that was back here in the carpeting yesterday, vacuuming everything out. As I said, I might remove the floor just to clean it out underneath, repaint the inside of the hull, and then reinstall the floor with new screws because everything is pretty rusty. So thanks for watching this episode of the Wisco Boater channel. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, send me some comments, and if you want to be notified when I post new videos like this one or winter maintenance on Thirsty Whale, hit that notification bell. We'll see you next time. Happy boating, everybody.